Hare Krishna everyone, welcome to Srila Prabhupada Book Reading Club. Currently we are reading the Nectar of Instruction and we are at the 10th shloka. Today we will try to cover the 10th shloka and if possible we will try to finish the 11th also. Okay, so let's start our session by offering the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadatim Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saita Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitancha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabho Nityananda Sri Advait Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavati Paschata Desha Tarini Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangu Langayate Giri Yat Krupataham Vande Sri Guru Dina Tarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Anyone would like to summarize what content we learned yesterday? Hare Krishna. We should able to explain what you have learned. Okay. Like whatever point you like the most in yesterday's class. In winter, everyone is sleeping in a blanket, simply joining the Zoom. Huh? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Like in winter, the comfy and soft place, like a warm place, is the place of Maya. Krishna, anyone is able to, or should I? So Hare Krishna. So in last shloka, in ninth shloka, we see that like the hierarchy of holy places. Like Mathura is a superior than Vaikunta because like Lord appeared there, and Vrindavana. Just give me. Hare Krishna. So yes, then Mathura, the Vrindavana is the greatest because like all the pastimes of a Krishna Leela and Ras Leela happened there, and superior to Vrindavana is the Govardhan hill because it was raised by the divine hand of a Sri Krishna, and like various loving pastimes happen there, and the most supreme and the most exalted holy place is the Sri Radha Kunda because many nectarian or prema pastimes are happened there, and Srimati Radha Rani is very dear to Krishna, so her kunda is also very dear to Lord Krishna. Okay, so in 10th verse we say we say that Krishna, firstly Krishna there are asuras who don't follow the rules and regulations of the scriptures, then they do the vikarma, okay, and then there are some karmis they follow the rules and regulation but they want something in return, they want material results. So Krishna like these people because at least they are following the injections of Vedic scriptures. Then about them are like people who are like they are gyanis, like who has the knowledge. Okay, if I like entangle too much in this material thing, I will be suffer. But like Gyan is also not that superior, because like they don't have the idea about like a devotional service. And about the Gyanis, they are the pure devotees of a Lord. And like and also the in pure devotions, first is a like a karma mishrit bhakti, then like jnana mishrit bhakti, and like then topmost is the unalloyed devotion to the Lord Krishna, the pure bhakti. And in this thousands or like a thousands and lakh of the pure devotees, like gopis are the most most dear to the Krishna. And among the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the most dear to Krishna. So so her kunda is also very dear to Krishna. Okay, because they perform their Astakaliya Leela, the eternal eightfold pastimes. Okay, so like people from the Gaudiya Vaishnava like to go on the Radha Kunda, and they would like to worship there. So yes, and then we also seen that the karmis are those like who are desirous of desirous of a gaining material profit for working. Like so they want something from something written from the Krishna, and they are under the spell of Maya. Then we also see the three energies of Lord Krishna. First is the spiritual energy, Antaranga Shakti, then marginal energy, Tatastha Shakti, and the material energy, that is a Prakriti. So like Prabhupada is saying here, like one who engage themselves like a dogs and hogs, working very hard simply for a like a sense gratification. Even like they do follow some Vedic like a scriptural rules and regulations, so they get some pious activities, and from that pious activity they go to the higher planets, from the moon to the Brahmaloka. But the problem with this planet is that if they go there, there is like they will enjoy some sense gratification there, which will be like much more than this earthly planet multifold. They will enjoy there, but when their pious career is finished, they again fall in this material world, and sorry, again fall in this earthly planet, and there is no guarantee they again get the human birth, or like they will get the animal birth, and they will again suffer. So like what is use of to stay in the cycle of a birth and death? So these things are useless. So like we take one point from here, that okay, like we have to do our prescribed duties, we have to take care of our body and our prescribed duties, but at the same time not on the cost of our sadhana. Like we should give the 3 to 4 hours, at least 3 to 4 hours for our sadhana, and that too in the morning. We also see the tripod of a life, that is the first is a bhakti, morning for Krishna. Second is a like work, that is work, day for the work, and evening for the family. We have to manage all of these three things. So and yes, like even if you do the lot of pious activity, you again have to come in this mrityu loka, because nothing is like happiness is not certain, but here miseries and death is a certain. Okay, so like we should be wise, and we should be intelligent, like we should know the nature of this material world, and like we should try to get out of this. Okay, then Prabhupada further say that like everyone is like a simply engaged in earning more money, so that they can get the more and more sense gratification, but they are not knowing they are trapping themselves in this cycle of birth and death. And even if they earn a lot of money, there will be no happiness, because happiness comes from this spiritual activities, not from the material activities. And like we should do something like which will come with us, not even like if you earn a lot of things, and if you possess a lot of things, but like at a time of death, like you are going to leave all of these material things here only, then why we then like it's better to chant like holy name. Even if you chant the one round, it's going to come with you, and it's going to protect you. Okay, and like Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita na, uh, in whatever way one surrender onto me, I reward him accordingly. So like Krishna is ready to fulfill your desires. but like what things you are desire, that are the most important. Like if you have the material desires, then Krishna will fulfill it. If you have the spiritual desires, Krishna will fulfill it. And even Prabhupada says simply by desiring we can go back to the Godhead, but like we are desiring the wrong things. So like even in higher planets, like we can enjoy the high standard of the material happiness, but like then we can again degrade it to the animals, trees, and the plants, and this are considered as a darkest region of the material nature, because in this material world, because like in this bodies we cannot practice the Krishna consciousness, and we lose the opportunity to go back to the Godhead, to get out of these miseries. And like Prabhupada says the purpose of the human life is to get out of this threefold misery. So, like we should know the nature of this material nature, and what are the qualities, and like we should try to get out of this condition. And the solution is very simple. We simply have to do our sadhana very sincerely. So, I think we need to start from. Anyone remember from where we have to start? Yes, from this
One
shloka,
should therefore be eager to understand. No, Mataji. One should therefore be eager to understand.
Yes, and yes, in the last paragraph, we learned that yesterday, that like whatever material things you gain, like it is considered as a parabhava, because like you cannot carry them to your next life, and even if you get the next body, like you will be suffer. So it everything is considered as a parabhava. So Hare Krishna, who want to read? Yesterday, who didn't get the chance, they can read. Yes, Nigda Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. One should therefore be eager to understand the science of the soul, it is Atma Tattva, unless one comes to the platform of Atma Tattva, by which one understands that the soul and not the body is oneself. One remains on the platform of ignorance. Out of thousands and even millions of ignorant people who are wasting their time simply by gratifying their senses, one may come to the platform of knowledge and understand higher values of life. Such a person is called a gnani. The gnani knows that fruitive activities will bind him to material existence and cause him to transmigrate from one kind of body to another, as indicated in Srimad Bhagavatam by the term Sarira Bandha, bound to bodily existence, as long as one maintains any conceptions of sense enjoyment, his mind will be absorbed in karma, fruitive activity, and this will be oblige him to transmigrate from one body to another. Thus, a gnani is considered superior to a karmi because he at least refrains from the blind activities of sense enjoyment. This is the verdict of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, although a gnani may be liberated from the ignorance of the karmis, unless he comes to the platform of devotional service, he is still considered to be in ignorance, avidya. Although one may be accepted as a gnani or one advanced in knowledge, his knowledge is considered impure because he has no information of devotional service and thus neglects the direct worship of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When a gnani takes to devotional service, he rapidly becomes superior to an ordinary gnani. Such an advanced person is described as jnana vimukta bhaktir Parama. How a gnani takes to devotional service is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 7.19, whereas Krishna says, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudevaha sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Actually, a person is wise when he surrenders unto the lotus feet of Krishna, but such a Mahatma, great soul, is very rare. After taking to devotional service, under the regulative principles, a person may come to the platform of spontaneous love of Godhead. following in the footsteps of the great devotees like Narada and Sanaka and Sanatana. The Supreme Personality of Godhead then recognizes him to be superior. The devotees who have developed the love of Godhead are certainly in an exalted position. Of all these devotees, the gopis are recognized as superior because they do not know anything other than satisfying Krishna. Nor do the gopis expect any return from Krishna. Indeed, sometimes Krishna puts them into extreme suffering by separating himself from them. Nonetheless, they cannot forget Krishna. When Krishna left Vrindavana for Mathura, the gopis became most dejected and spent the rest of their lives simply crying in separation from Krishna. This means that in one sense, they were never actually separated from Krishna. There is no difference between thinking of Krishna and associating with him. Rather, Vipralamba Seva, thinking of Krishna in separation, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, is far better than serving Krishna directly. Thus, of all the devotees who have developed unalloyed devotional love for Krishna, the gopis are most exalted. And out of all these exalted gopis, Srimati Radharani is the highest. No one can excel the devotional service of Srimati Radharani. Indeed, even Krishna cannot understand the attitude of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, he took her position as appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just to understand her transcendental feelings. In this way, Srila Rupa Goswami gradually concludes that Srimati Radharani is the most exalted devotee of Krishna and that her kunda, Sri Radha Kunda, is the most exalted place. This is verified in a quotation from Laghu Bhagavatatman Uttarakhanda 45, as quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yatha Radha Priya Vishnos Tasya Kundam Priyam Tatha Sarva Gopisu Saivaika Vishnor Atyanta Vallabha. Just as Srimati Radharani is dear to the Supreme Lord Krishna, Vishnu, so her bathing place Radha Kunda is equally dear to Krishna. Among all the gopis, she also stands supreme as the Lord's most beloved. Therefore, everyone interested in Krishna consciousness should ultimately take shelter of Radha Kunda and execute devotional service there throughout one's life. There is conclusion of Rupa Goswami in the 10th verse of Upadesamrita.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. So, yes, one should eager to understand the science of soul. So, but like currently we are eager to know, to know about like how we can advance in our material activities. But like we should eager to understand the like a science of soul. Okay, I am the soul, and then what are my qualities, and like who is the super soul, or what are his qualities, and like what is the nature of me? Okay, I am the servant of Krishna. Then how should I serve Krishna? Like. And like we should have this kind of like a spiritual thoughts, like even we should like eager to ask the senior devotees like how we have to surrender to Krishna, in what way, and how practically we can surrender to Krishna. So like there are a lot of questions, but just because we are not eager to ask the question and to learn, so like we are suffering in this material world. So it is very important to know about the Atma Tattva. Even just before we are reading the Bhagavad Gita, na, in that shloka also the Atma Tattva is they have explained from the Katha Upanishad, like we are the Anu and like Krishna is a Vibhu, like we are atomic and Krishna is very gigantic. Okay, so yes, then Prabhupada further said that like we should know that like we are not this body, we are even not this mind, but we are the spirit soul. Even there is one kind of a meditation which is very famous nowadays. Like I'm not this body, I'm not this mind. Like they simply spend their like a lot of time like simply breathing in and breathing out, and simply saying I'm not this body, I'm not this mind. Okay, okay, you are not this, you are not that, but like who are you? And then like if you know like okay you are the soul, then then what are your responsibilities, and like what is your nature, what should you do? Okay, we are the servant, then we should serve. And like how we can serve, like it is all stated in the devotional service. So like what is use of this meditation, simply saying I'm not this body, I'm not this mind. Okay, so you should know that okay, Jivere Swarup Hoy Krishner Nityadas. We are the servant of Krishna, and our duty is to serve the Lord. Simply currently like we are like a detached branch of a tree. Like if a like even like if a tree is a water, like this detached branch is not going to get any food or any water, because he is like separated. He's separated from the tree. So similarly, like when we are separated from like Krishna, okay, Krishna, I don't want to like stay with you. I want to enjoy independently. I want to enjoy without you. Then you won't get the nourishment, won't get the happiness. It's like whatever things you think it is a happiness, it's just a illusion. Okay, it is like a mirage, it's not happiness. So like when this branch is attached to the tree, then like he will automatically get all the nourishment, he will automatically get all the nutrients, and like he will be very happy. So like when we go away from the Krishna, then we suffer. And when we come closer to the Krishna, then like we will get the real happiness. Okay, so like thousands and even the millions of ignorant people who are wasting their time simply by gratifying their senses. So like currently we can see now, like when you go outside, even in the home, like everyone has their own smartphone, and like everyone is busy. Even like even like if you show the mobile phone, they like a 2 or 3 months baby, like even or 1 or 2 year baby, like they spend entire time on that on the screen. But like they don't know that they are losing the opportunity to going back to the Godhead. Like this human Prahlad Maharaj said, this human life is very rare. You have to start from the when you are the 5 year old. Even like in case of Prahlad Maharaj, like even like the spiritual life start like when you are in a womb of mother, through the Garbhadhan sanskar. Like whatever mother reads, like it get it also like the baby also hear and like read the same things, and like that his consciousness changes. So like we don't have to waste our time, like whatever 5 minute time, 10 minute time, like whatever time you get, like you have to read the Prabhupada books, you have to hear the Harikatha. Like Haishwarya Mataji said, like in one of her classes in our Bhakti Shastri, that there is one Prabhuji, like like his Prabhupada lectures are always on his mobile, and like whenever he get 1 or 2 minutes, he simply plug the earphone. Like lectures are all like already going on, he simply plugs the earphone, and for 4 to 5 minutes, like whatever time he get, he hears the classes. So like he is utilizing his time. Like even these are the one of the symptom of a bhava bhakti, na? Like avyartha kala vegam, they are not wasting their time. So like yes, we are wasting our time by overthinking, by desiring the sense gratificatory things, and even like we are wasting on the screens. So like we shouldn't waste our waste, but we should invest that time. You should utilize that time in Krishna's service. So like it's better now, we have read the small books, like you can keep the one small book on your desk, whatever like you are working, like whenever your mind get diverted, you start overthinking, read one paragraph, your consciousness will be back, and like you are also utilizing the time. So we shouldn't waste our time. And then like one come to the platform where he understand that like if I like engage in these fruitive activities, then like I will be suffer, because I will have a lot of material desires, and for to fulfill that material desires, I have to change one body to the another body, and I will suffer. So like they give up this karma kanda things. So they are considered as a gyanis because they refrain from the blind activities of a sense enjoyment. But like these gyanis are still considered ignorant, avidya. Why? Like why they are considered the ignorant? Because they don't know the devotional service, and their knowledge is impure. Their knowledge is considered impure because there is no information of a devotional service, so they neglect the direct worship of a lotus feet of a supreme lord Krishna. Okay, and so the devotional service is the greatest. And also the Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 7.19 that like after many births and death, like he who actually in the knowledge surrendered unto me. So like to surrender to Krishna is not easy, but even you don't think that we have do lot of pious activities, and we have performed the pious activities for the lot of years. That's why we are getting Krishna. No, we are getting Krishna because of Prabhupada's causeless mercy, because he was the compassionate. By his mercy, we are able to understand and take the knowledge of Krishna consciousness. So then after the millions and lot of births, they come to the knowledge and they surrender to Krishna, and they come to know that Krishna is a cause of all causes, the sarva karana karanam. So such great soul is a very rare. Actually, the person in a wise, he surrendered to a lotus feet of Krishna. Such Mahatma, the great soul, is very rare. So very these people who surrender to Krishna are very rare, who come to know that Krishna is the supreme. These people are very rare. So one point we can take from here, that after many births and death. Yesterday I also put one shot of a Prabhupada Leelamrut, one Mataji saying that, because she was saying from that Janme Janme Prabhu say, when we do Guru Puja na, then we sing this song. There is one in the last paragraph na, Janme Janme Prabhu say, we are birth after birth we have to worship the Guru, like this relationship is not for this birth. So when Prabhuji asked that, like uh, even after we take the birth, Prabhupada, are you coming to take us back? Then Prabhupada said, why you have to take another birth? You have to finish your Krishna consciousness. You have to purify yourself in this life. Please don't make me come back again. We can also see the a story of a Bilva Mangal Thakur, na? His spiritual master coming in a form of a Chintamani as a prostitute. So Prabhupada said, you don't make me come like her. So Prabhupada has given you everything. Prabhupada has given you lectures. Prabhupada has given you association of devotees. Prabhupada has created this beautiful home, the ISKCON, for all the devotees. So we can take the association. Lectures are available, books are available, even we have the senior devotees who can guide us and who can explain this science in very easy way. So Krishna has given you everything, but the problem is within us, that we are not following, we are not taking benefit of it. So we have to Prabhupada has given you everything. Even I was reading, uh, I will show you at the last, Jayapataga Swami Maharaj says that when Prabhupada come to Mayapur, he has to wake up at a 12 a.m. in a midnight to write the books, to whom Prabhupada has written book for us. He sacrificed his sleep, and that too at the age of a 70. And at the age of 70 he can sacrifice his a sleep for us to write the books. Then how we can say from which mouth we can say, Prabhupada, we don't have time to read your books? Prabhupada has sacrificed his sleep at that too at the age of 70. So we have to think it twicely. Prabhu, we should honor Prabhupada. When we go in a temple, we offer the pranama to the Prabhupada, because that pranama is not from the heart. When we go through the Leelamrut, when we see the struggles of a Prabhupada, and when you read the Prabhupada books, how he's trying to convince you word by word, when you see his the struggle, then from your heart you will offer the pranam to the Prabhupada. So we can only honor the Prabhupada when we can read the Srila Prabhupada books. Okay. So you have to find, you have to take out the time. As we say now, before each meal, just take out the 15 minutes. If you are taking the 2 meals, then you can read the Prabhupada books for a half hour. If you are taking the 3 meals, then you can read the Prabhupada books for 45 minutes. So it's depend on you. You have to give the excuses, or you have to follow the instruction. Even we are under the guidance of His Grace Namanishta Das Prabhuji. What are the Namanishta Das Prabhuji's instruction? You have to read you have to read the Srila Prabhupada books at least 1 hour. Prabhu was saying, Prabhuji is saying, you must read. So but we are not following the instruction. When we are not following the instruction of our seniors, then our advancement will be very slow. And we can see that Maya is ready to attack you from all the sides. So we should take out the time, and we should practice our sadhana strongly, so it will act like a shield. So yes, then in a devotional service, like in starting, one follow the regulative principles, and then like a devotional service, when we follow the regulative principles, then it comes on a sadhana. Our mind is not there, our heart is not there, but simply by following the rules and regulation, mind will also come and heart will also come to the devotional service. So this is the sadhana bhakti. And after the sadhana bhakti, then we will we will come to the platform of a like a spontaneous love of a Lord. Then we will, like this is known as a raga bhakti. And then like we will start following the great devotees like Narada, Shaunaka, and Sanatana. Then this is called as the raga nuga bhakti. Okay, and the devotees who have developed the love for love of a godhead are certainly in exhausted like exalted position. So like yes, this is the goal of our life, that we have to develop the like a loving devotional service to the lotus feet of Krishna. And like among this all the devotees, the gopis are recognized as the superior. Why gopis are like considered superior? Because they don't know anything than the satisfying Krishna, nor the gopis expect any return from the Krishna. Even like we hear in the last paragraph, like last stanza of Sishtastakam, na, like, oh Krishna, like I will love you unconditionally, like you can make me happy by giving me darshan, and you can broke my heart by simply not present in front of me. Like you can do anything, you are independent to do anything, because you are my master, and if you do anything, then only like I will be love you in the same way. So like like it, this is the gopi bhava, and in this bhava we should serve Krishna. Okay, like I don't have the any like a desire for the sense gratification, but I should have the desire to satisfy Krishna. If I chant the holy name, Krishna become pleased. If I like read the Srila Prabhupada books, because we are glorifying the Krishna, and like we are the honoring Srila Prabhupada, we are paying respect to the Srila Prabhupada by reading his books. Like when we offer the flower, the Krishna become pleased. So like they are in like, so always in the mind we should have this thought, how can I please Krishna, how can I satisfy Krishna. And like what, like, and in love you don't want anything in return, you don't have to expect anything in return. Like if I offer the Krishna flower, then Krishna will give me this much money, or like he will clear my obstacles. No. So like you have to do it unconditionally. Okay, and sometimes even Krishna put gopis into extreme suffering by by separating himself from them. But like actually this is the vipralamba bhav, that is actually they are not separated, because they are constantly remembering Krishna. Oh, Krishna done this Kaliya lila on or Krishna used to, how he used to play the like a flute, and like how he used to run, and like they used to like remember everything about the Krishna. And Krishna is the absolute, there is no difference between Nam, Roop, Gun, Leela. There is no difference between Krishna's name, name, pastimes, Leelas, and paraphernalia. So like when they are thinking about the Krishna, then they are associating with the Krishna. And this is the vipralamba bhav, and like this is the this is what the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teach us. Okay, like a thinking of a Krishna in a separation. Currently we are not seeing Krishna, but like we have to cry for Krishna. Krishna, please give me darshan. And like we have to remember the pastimes of a Krishna. We should glorify Krishna. And in this way we can remember Krishna, and like then we are also and like when we are remembering Krishna, at that time we are associating with the Krishna. Okay, and like what Prabhupada is saying here, the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did is a far better than serving Krishna directly. So remembering Krishna is a far better than serving Krishna directly. So like we are the fortunate, we don't have the opportunity to serve that Krishna directly because we are not qualified, but like we have the opportunity to remember Krishna constantly. So, and like Prabhupada is saying, this is much better to remember Krishna than like why we are wasting time. We can engage our time in remembering Krishna's pastimes. Okay, so and like among these gopis, like who are doing the unalloyed devotional service to the Krishna, Srimati Radharani is the most exalted. And like, and then like her kunda is also the most exalted place. Okay, and like this it is also stated, like quoted from the Uttarakanda and in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that like this Radha Kunda is a bathing place of a Srimati Radharani, and this is equally dear to the Krishna. Among the gopis, like she is the alone stands supreme as the Lord most beloved. So like Krishna loves Srimati Radharani so much, so he loved her Kunda also. Okay. So, like, what is the instruction of Srila Prabhupada? Therefore, everyone interested in a Krishna consciousness should ultimately take the shelter of a Radha Kunda and execute the devotional service there through the one's life. Okay, so it doesn't mean that like everyone has to book the tickets to the Vrindavan and stay there. Like we have to constantly remember Krishna, and we have to constantly serve the Krishna, and execute means like a cultivation. Whatever we are hearing, that cultivation is very important. So I think we can tomorrow we can start the 11th shloka. Okay. So Hare Krishna everyone. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. You know, when you are taking the classes, you see okay, there will be some matajis and their prabhujis, they have some duties at home, but like one who is simply sitting here for attending classes, they can keep the like what we say, like they can keep one notebook like this, and like with the pen and paper. Okay, like even if we sit for eating prasadam, we sit with the plate na. So like to hold whatever we are hearing and whatever like instruction you get, you have to write down in a notebook. And like next day, like when before like asking, like you should tell me, oh Mataji, we learned this like from the yesterday lecture, I take out this point. So like like whenever you get the time, you should go from the points. Okay, and that will help you a lot, because like you know, our material nature is like this. If you drink water, like it will go out in a form of urine. If we eat the food, it will go out in a form of a stool or feces. Or so similarly, if we whatever knowledge we are taking, it we will forget it. So okay, water is going through the urine. So what we do, we constantly drink the water, like after 2 hours or 1 or 5 hours, like we drink the water. So similarly, whatever points you like in the lecture, you have to write down in a notebook. And then as we drink the water again and again, so once a day, or twice, in 2 days once, you can open the notebook and you can again go through the points. Otherwise you will come, you will hear, you will feel much better, and you will forget. Then what is use of that? Like every day we should go little closer to the Krishna, and it is possible when we follow the instruction. Like you can go to the doctor, you can take the prescription from the doctor, but until and unless you take the medicines and like you follow the instructions of the doctor, you're not going to get cured. So like application part is very important here. Okay, and like we can see the Prabhupada's like purports, they are so nectarian and so instructive. So like at least one day, like you can get the one instruction. So like at least in a starting, like please try to take out the instruction, and like in next part is a following. So let's start at a small level. Like everyone should maintain the notebook. Okay, I'm also maintaining a notebook. It's not like that I'm not maintaining. I also maintain the notebook. Okay, you can see I also note down, and like whatever points you like, you have to note down, and like whenever you get the time, you have to read that points. Okay, so Hare Krishna everyone. Happy
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
conscious day.
Mataji, Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna.
Mataji, thank you.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
thank you.
Hare